Ladies and gentlemen, after the shocking events of last week, we must do our best to return to normal, hard as that may be, with the dark cloud of Alpha looming over our heads. But tonight, it's time to begin the 5th GAW Classic, and what a tournament it will be. So without further ado, here are the groups for this year's competition. Group A will feature 4 newcomers to the tournament, beginning with GAW's best-kept secret and former Cruiserweight champion, Buddy Murphy. Former Intercontinental champion and Christmas Party finalist, Kofi Kingston. Former Intercontinental champion and Alpha recruit, Matt Hardy. And the Pirate King, Edward Jack. Action will begin tonight when Jack faces off with Buddy Murphy. Now over to Group B, where we will see some familiar faces in the competition. Returning for his second tournament and seeking a world championship to complete the GAW Triple Crown, it's Drew McIntyre. Alpha disciple and former 3-time Cruiserweight champion, Ricochet. The white-hot American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. And in a last-minute addition to the tournament, former world champion, Aleister Black. Matches will also begin tonight for Group B when the Scottish Psychopath takes on the one and only. But fellow Group B contender Cody Rhodes will also be in action as he opens the show against GAW Christmas Party winner, Kazuchika Okada. We join this match right as the bell rings, and this match was made because Cody Rhodes has been on such an incredible run lately in GAW. He and Kazuchika Okada were the final 2 in the GAW Christmas Party. Okada ended up winning, and Okada immediately out of the gate with a Rainmaker. Cody kicks out at 1. That's exactly why this match was made. If you remember back to the finals of the Christmas Party in the 6-man elimination, it was down to 3, Okada, Rhodes, and Kofi Kingston. And Cody Rhodes got hit by a Trouble in Paradise by Kingston, and then a Rainmaker by Okada, and kicked out. Rhodes has been on an absolute tear recently, and it was inspired by Hangman Page's attack of Kenny Omega, who, by the way, we have not seen since then. Okada wrenching back on the arms of Cody Rhodes. Now we know, based on in the first 20 seconds of this match, we saw a Rainmaker from Okada. This match might not go much longer, so now is a great time to congratulate GAW star and proud GAW alumni, Jon Moxley. He has just secured his first IWGP Heavyweight Championship. He beat Tetsuya Naito at Wrestle Kingdom. Congratulations to Jon Moxley. Okada with that lariat, and Cody Rhodes kicks out. And Jon Moxley, we've seen here around GAW before. He is a former GAW World Champion. He is representing our company very, very well in Japan. He is the new IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Of course, Okada is no stranger to that championship. He is a 7-time champion. Okada maybe looking for Rainmaker, had that back locked, and now Cody Rhodes with a crossroads onto Okada. Just like that, Cody Rhodes, far leg hooked. Could he have ended things here against the legend? Okada kicks out. Wow, what a sequence there. Rainmaker turned into a crossroads, and this is exactly why we gave Cody Rhodes this opportunity against Okada. Regardless of what happens here, Okada will still get his championship match now against the Bastard Pack, as opposed to against Aleister Black. He will still get that opportunity that he was promised. But this is a pride thing for Cody Rhodes, who is in the GAW Classic. And Rhodes now has Okada laid out, and Rhodes spikes him with that DDT. Rhodes is a student of the game. That move made famous by the legendary Randy Orton. You talk to Cody Rhodes, man, he'll bring up wrestlers from the 60s that you've never heard of. But that's how much this guy knows about it. Okada was going for that 360 lariat, for that rolling lariat. Rhodes caught him, and now Okada does hit the rolling lariat. He knows that won't be enough to put away Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, so again goes for that waist lock. Cody turns it around, and now Rhodes going for the combination. Rhodes has looked fantastic in this match. It looked like Okada was going to blow him up early, but Cody is really stuck in here. And again, this is why we gave Cody this opportunity. He's certainly earned it. And now Rhodes from up top with that satellite DDT. What a beautiful move from Cody Rhodes. And now Cody could have the former 7-time IWGP champion in trouble. Again, waist lock, elbowed away from Okada. Rhodes was looking for a crossroads there. Now turns it into a snapmare and has the chin lock. Cody knows how important it is to control the pace against someone as dangerous as Kazuchika Okada. Both these men had just a phenomenal Christmas party back at Winterfest. Cody Rhodes famously did not even tag out in his tag match where he was paired with Kofi Kingston against Hangman Page. He didn't even tag out in that match. It was Hangman Page and Adam Cole, and now Okada could have Rhodes in trouble with the pin, and Okada kicks out. Or Rhodes kicks out, excuse me. So Rhodes didn't take a tag in his Winterfest tag match, and then was one of the final two in the elimination match. Okada now Rainmaker. Just like that. Okada so quick with it. And now the Japanese legend hooks the far leg. Okada wins. But what a performance from Cody Rhodes. No shame in that defeat there for Cody Rhodes. Absolutely no shame at all. Kazuchika Okada is one of the premier champions in the history of professional wrestling, and Cody Rhodes matched him move for move, forced Okada to kick out of a crossroads, and at the end of the day, the Rainmaker was enough to end it. Wow, what a performance from Cody Rhodes, and I think you have to be worried about Cody Rhodes going forward in the GAW Classic, given what he's been through and how motivated he seems to be. Alpha better watch out, that's for sure. We have an Alpha recruit coming up as Ricochet will be in the GAW Classic. His first match coming up against Drew McIntyre, but first, another member of the Blade Runners as Buddy Murphy takes on the Pirate King Edward Jack in the first match of the 2020 GAW Classic. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this year's edition of the GAW Classic. This is, as we've said before, the premier tournament in the Western Hemisphere. And you talk about the guys who have won this in the past. As Buddy Murphy makes his entrance, part of the Blade Runners, the very dangerous Blade Runners. Murphy, a former cruiserweight champion. You talk about guys that have won the GAW Classic. It started back in 2016. Kota Ibushi was the first winner. He went on to face Kenny Omega in an Iron Man match at Nitro. That match is considered to be one of the greatest in the history of general admission wrestling. Then after that, you've got CM Punk, AJ Styles, and Samoa Joe. That is a pedigree of winners right there, and one of these 8 men will join that list. Will it be Buddy Murphy?
I thought I heard the old man say, leave her, Johnny, leave her.
And the man he will have to face is the Pirate King, Edward Jack. Edward Jack, we've said it many times, he is well-traveled all over the world. He actually has competed in the G1 Climax over in Japan. So this type of tournament is nothing new to the Pirate King, but he certainly would be happy to get this on his resume. I mentioned the history of guys that have won this. Well, the previous two, AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, both won their eventual world title matches. So it certainly speaks volumes, and it puts you in a very good position should you win this tournament. One of these two guys can start off with a crucial win in their first match in the competition. Let's see who it'll be. First match of this year's GAW Classic. Again, one of the best tournaments that you will see. A collection of some of the best wrestlers on the planet. And you can see it from Buddy Murphy now. Sit-out powerbomb to start out the match. Shows you Murphy's strength. You're going to have to do a little bit more than that to beat the Pirate King. Edward Jack is a former IWGP Intercontinental Champion. So he's certainly been around the block a few times. Murphy comes in with a fantastic, phenomenal blend of speed and power. Again, former Cruiserweight Champion, and we're glad to see Ricky Steamboat is okay after an attack by Alpha about 2 months ago. Both of these men are okay after Alpha attacks. Buddy Murphy, the last time we saw him was against Will Ospreay in Falls Count Anywhere action. Will Ospreay defeated Murphy to become Cruiserweight Champion and has since gone on to unify that title with the Intercontinental Championship. He will be competing again as part of his open challenge in the main event tonight. Now, a win to start out the GAW Classic is absolutely crucial. I'm sure it's no surprise for you to hear this, but of the 4 previous winners, all of them won their opening match. Edward Jack looking for kick from the high seas. Buddy Murphy intercepts it. And now Buddy Murphy maybe looking to end things early. Here, Murphy's Law onto Edward Jack. Not even 2 minutes into this match, Buddy Murphy hooks the leg and Edward Jack kicks out. Murphy can't believe it. You're going to have to do a little bit more than that to beat the Pirate King. Now coming up after this match, we will see Group B in action as Ricochet, an Alpha recruit, takes on Murphy's Blade Runner teammate, Drew McIntyre. Now, as I said before, Drew McIntyre has already competed in this tournament. So he comes in with valuable experience advantage. Murphy has dragged Jack over. Murphy's legs are on the ropes. Jack able to power out of that. Now we know Murphy will come in with some dirty tactics, but he also comes in with some tremendous strength. As I mentioned, Jack gets right up after that power bomb. Suplex attempt countered. Small package from Murphy. Murphy has Jack hooked in, and Jack able to roll it around. The Pirate King looking for the cover. Murphy rolls it back. Referee counting, and Jack finally able to kick out of that one. Murphy again goes for the schoolboy, and the referee saw immediately Jack was rolled up in the ropes. Murphy, look at that, modified backbreaker. Again, the strength of Buddy Murphy really apparent here. Now, the best kept secret again, Murphy's Law. That one's got to take Edward Jack out. Jack survived one. Murphy far leg hook two. No! You're telling me Edward Jack is kicked out of 2 of those? Unbelievable from Edward Jack. Murphy showcasing his strength again. Edward Jack kicks out of Murphy's Law. Wow, unbelievable, but Murphy is not going to let him rest. Offensive onslaught from Murphy. Jack tries to go for the lariat. Murphy gets out of the way. Backdrop, teardrop suplex. Edward Jack straight up out of it. These bursts of energy here from Edward Jack are pretty phenomenal. Not something that you would always see from most guys, and this is exactly what the GAW Classic is about. We know it's at stake for these guys should they win here. Both men duking it out in the corner. Jack has Murphy. Murphy goes for the kick. Jack with the Gamengiri. After Murphy was trapped in the ropes, he's got Murphy staggered. Jack grabs the leg, and Murphy able to power him away. And now Murphy gets the boot in, and a third Murphy's Law to Edward Jack. Murphy hooks the leg. That's got to be it, and it is. Murphy wins the opening match of the GAW Classic. And what a match that was. Woo! Unbelievable. Edward Jack kicked out of 2 Murphy's Laws. Buddy Murphy really had to work for that one, but it is a win for Buddy Murphy to begin this tournament. And just so you know, the scoring, it's 2 points for a win, 1 point for a loss, 0 points for a disqualification. So it's actually worse for you to get yourself disqualified, or for a teammate or a partner to get you disqualified. And that's exactly why we do it that way. So a crucial 2 points to begin for Buddy Murphy. And he will have matches against Kofi Kingston and Matt Hardy as this tournament progresses. Edward Jack will also have to take on both of those men, and Jack now in a hole early, so you're thinking that the Pirate King will have to pick up 2 wins just to give himself a chance in this tournament. Well, it's a great start for Buddy Murphy. Group B action begins. Ricochet and Drew McIntyre face off next, but first, we got to talk about the Usos. They are still in Salt Lake City, and they had some words for the Lucha Brothers. Let's make this quick, Us. We saw what Alpha did to Aleister Black last episode, and we're not having that. We know they're coming for us next, and we know the Lucha Boys will be the only ones to do it. So it's our time to get one step ahead. We're challenging the Lucha Brothers to a steel cell match at Storm Tokyo. They beat us, we'll never challenge for the tag titles as long as they hold them. But if we win, the Lucha Bros leave GAW for good.
We are Alpha.
Well, that is certainly something to look forward to at Storm Tokyo. That could be the end of the Lucha Brothers in GAW. And I wouldn't say it'd be one that people would be regretting. Coming out, though, is Ricochet, not actually wearing his Alpha mask here. Very interesting. From the one and only, coming out, of course, with Zeta. Alpha has 2 men in the GAW Classic. Ricochet here in Group B, and then, of course, in Group A, it is Matt Hardy, who will be taking on Kofi Kingston to begin his Classic next episode. We'll see if Ricochet can get started off here, but if there's anyone that can match Alpha in terms of their desire to win, it would be the Blade Runners, and that is who Ricochet has to go up against tonight. McIntyre, the Scottish psychopath, an absolute giant, standing at 6'8", would claymore your head off without even thinking twice. McIntyre, one of the more dangerous members of the Blade Runners, accompanied tonight by the Blade, who has also recovered from his attack a few weeks ago. Remember, Hunter absolutely spiked him against the concrete. Well, the Blade is back to support Drew McIntyre in McIntyre's run in the GAW Classic. Once again, McIntyre has already competed in this tournament, but he did not advance to the finals. Will this year be any different? Let's find out. Group B opens right now. Ricochet and McIntyre, two veterans of the independent wrestling scene. They have seen each other many, many times in many different locales, but not very many times in GAW. Ricochet spikes McIntyre with that DDT. The question is, who will get involved the most? Will it be Zeta? Will it be the Blade? We'll have to see as this match goes on. You can see the strength from McIntyre. Massive power bomb onto Ricochet. The Ricochet, of course, comes in as one of the most athletic men in GAW. McIntyre comes in as one of the strongest and one of the biggest. Again, 6'8". McIntyre stands towering above the one and only. But this will be what we will see going forward. Again, no Cruiserweight Championship anymore. Ricochet now uses that distraction and absolutely mashes McIntyre with that Frankensteiner. So this is what you'll see. Again, you know, no Cruiserweight Championship, so the Intercontinental Champion, if it is Drew McIntyre, could be facing a Cruiserweight guy like Ricochet. Look at that chair that Zeta threw in earlier. McIntyre rolls over right onto it, but drags Ricochet down by his arm onto the cold steel. Glasgow kiss attempt. It's reversed by Ricochet, and now Ricochet tosses McIntyre to the outside. Zeta backs off, and Ricochet with a beautiful tope con hilo. Picture-perfect tope from Ricochet. Again, showcasing the athleticism. McIntyre up as we're back into the ring. Nice European uppercut from Ricochet, and so far it has been Zeta getting far more involved than the Blade. And Ricochet, look at that, tiger feint. Call back to Rey Mysterio, the great Cruiserweight Champion, and Ricochet now going up top, Dragon Rana. The athleticism of Ricochet on full display, and now it's the Blade's turn to get involved. McIntyre into a German suplex. Zeta was distracting the referee in the corner. McIntyre using that strength of the gut buster. So we're seeing both the Blade and Zeta get pretty involved here. Glasgow kiss. Oh, McIntyre. And now McIntyre cranking back on Ricochet with this crossface, and Ricochet able to get out. Once again, I have to remind you, Zeta and the Blade getting very much involved, but if either of them were to cause a disqualification, it would be worth 0 points for the man who loses and 2 points for the man who wins. Ricochet, look at the strength, hoisting 270-pound McIntyre up in the air. McIntyre gets the knees up and uses the strength to floor Ricochet. Drew McIntyre now in the corner calling for it. McIntyre has him in his spine. Claymore. McIntyre with the massive Claymore busts Ricochet open on the forehead. Nothing Zeta can do. McIntyre wins. What a win for Drew McIntyre, the Scottish psychopath. That is the exact type of match that you can expect from the GAW Classic. That's exactly what it brings. High-paced, trying to win, and McIntyre finishes things off with the Claymore, the blood running immediately down Ricochet's head as the boot of McIntyre blasted a hole in Ricochet's scalp. Drew McIntyre wins his opening match. Congratulations to him. Oh! Casey Catanzaro. Glad to see she's back after Winterfest. McIntyre will make his way out of the arena with a win, and Casey Catanzaro has something to say here to the GAW faithful. Great to see her.
I've had a week to gather my thoughts. Every second I think about what I could have done differently, how I could have won the US title at Winterfest. But I also know how big of a hole Ronda Rousey put me in. And she did it because she's afraid of me. And that led me... Who am I afraid of, bitch? I'm glad you're here, Ronda. Because while you like to think you're the baddest woman on the planet, I know you just cower behind your MMA record and your dog Shayna Baszler when you get a real challenge. Oh, you think you're a real challenge? Shut up, bitch. Here's how it is. You know you didn't beat me cleanly, so I want a rematch at Storm Tokyo. All right, Kat. Can I call you Kat? Whatever. You can get your rematch. But since you're the one that couldn't beat me at Winterfest, I'll only fight in Tokyo if that match is in a steel cage. Deal.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Intercontinental Championship.
Well, we have one more match confirmed for Storm Tokyo, and that is the United States Championship. Catanzaro will take on Ronda Rousey in a steel cage. Let's get to the main event for tonight. Zack Sabre Jr. is the man answering Will Ospreay's open challenge for the Intercontinental Championship. Zack Sabre Jr., like Yun-Son Park, is a former cruiserweight champion. So this is exactly what Ospreay was trying to do, give those former cruiserweight guys a chance at the Intercontinental Championship. Will Ospreay defended his title against Yun-Son Park. Last episode, it was a tremendous match. Really showcased the best of both men. And Yun-Son Park, like we mentioned, has taken a bit of a sabbatical from in-ring competition in GAW to go host our GAW Academy STORMCHASER series, which is coming to the channel on Wednesday, October 8th. So get ready for that. We're going to have some more content for you as we get closer to the launch date. It's going to be absolutely awesome. For now, though, the defending Intercontinental Champion Will Ospreay in the main event will step up against Zack Sabre Jr. for that championship. Let's get right to the action. So Zack Sabre Jr., as I mentioned, is a former cruiserweight champion, as is Will Ospreay. And again, this was the goal of the Aerial Assassin. And these two guys really cut from two different cloths here, as Ospreay, of course, is a high flyer. Oh, Oscutter! Right out of the gate, Will Ospreay with the Oscutter. Is the night over for Zack Sabre Jr. already? Will Ospreay, that's it! Will Ospreay, just like that. That shows you just how dangerous the Aerial Assassin is. Oscutter right out of the gate. And Will Ospreay has defended his Intercontinental Championship for the second time in 2 weeks. Wow. What a tremendous showing from Will Ospreay. That says nothing about Zack Sabre Jr., folks. That is all about Will Ospreay. and how dangerous, how incredible of a competitor he is. Wow, congratulations to Will Ospreay continuing the IC Open Challenge. Congratulations to the Aerial Assassin. Folks, that'll do it for us for this edition of Wednesday Night Storm. Join us next episode as the GAW Classic rolls on. Will Ospreay defends his title again, plus Women's World Champion Asuka in action. We can't wait for that episode. Subscribe so you can see it. We appreciate you.